talking about lumbar extension, the problem can be either in the pelvic region or in the SI joints, in the low lumbar spine or the high lumbar spine. We don't know in advance exactly where the problem is, but we know for sure that if we can reposition one of these body areas to a point where the movement becomes pain-free, then we know that we've blocked that certain movement that is part of the pain, that in a way has caused the pain. So we're going to try and do that. Now, it might be anterior pelvic tilt by pulling on the top belt. It might be posterior pelvic tilt by pulling on the bottom belt. It might be some kind of rotation or torsion. So especially if the patient has got pain towards anterior pelvic tilt, we can start off by putting the patient in posterior pelvic tilt. Okay, can you see that? And if there's a lot of pain in anterior pelvic tilt, you might even put a pillow underneath the ASISs to prevent the pelvis from going into anterior pelvic tilt, because I do need to tighten the top belt just to even out the pressure. So if I don't want it to go into any anterior pelvic tilt at all, I just need to put a pillow or a bolster in front of the ASIS. If there's unilateral pain, I might want to rotate the pelvis to the left or to the right. So if I pull on the right side, of course, I will rotate the pelvis to the right side. For example, now here, you can see I've rotated the pelvis into the right side. Now, once again, I'm looking for one thing. I want that extension, so just bend backwards, to be totally pain-free. Now, this stabilizes the pelvis. If the problem is in the lumbar spine, the lower lumbar spine, this will still be painful. In that case, we can raise the top belt and find a level that will enable pain-free movement. So if I raise the top belt a bit and stabilize it higher up, okay, so now I've stabilized the lower lumbar area. Now bend backwards. If this proves to be pain-free, then I know that whatever caused the pain cannot move now, and the body regards that movement now as a pain-free movement. And now it is appropriate to add the active component, because I'm quite sure that the movement will be regarded, just hold this, as a normal movement by the body, and therefore the neuromuscular training will be of a normal movement. So put your hands behind your head and bend backwards 10 times. And relax. Now, as you can see, while she's doing that, you can see the resistance is not allowing her to get far back. The reason for that is that we want her to stay in the neutral range. We want her to stay close to the midline. Keep on going. First of all, we don't want to get anywhere close to her pain. But second of all, the midline or the neutral zone is the vulnerable area. This is the area that the body totally depends on its active stabilization systems to control itself. And therefore, we want to stay in this area with the active neuromuscular training. Now, in between sets, we can do some rotations again. So why don't you grab this with both hands and again twist from side to side, just to break the movement of extensions between the sets.